Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So we're coming here from East Beach on a spectacular summer's day. You can hear the kids in the background from Camp Kennedy, and there's kids from Sea Lab just up the street as well using the beach. And people are out here. We're having great weather this summer. This is a reminder really of a couple of things. So first off, there's been a whole lot of investment in public spaces that have come in the news of late. So we heard last week about Hazelwood Park and the new bowling greens there, all restored. We want people to come out and check those out and use them. We've seen over the last week, we've gotten grants for a couple of other terrific public spaces. Abolition Row Park on 7th Street downtown it now has all of its financing. That construction's going ahead. We expect to see construction start soon and then can be largely complete this fall. It's really a tremendous tribute to the abolitionist movement here in New Bedford, right on the spot where Frederick Douglass first arrived as a free man. So many people have been responsible for that, especially the New Bedford Historical Society. We really congratulate them on all their work. We're thankful for the state funds that came in, as well as the city funds and the private funds to make that happen. Here in the South End, we just got $1 million from the Seaport Economic Council to completely redo the interior of the West Beach bathhouse. That's a long time in coming. That place hasn't been redone in the inside for decades, and now it's going to have brand new bathrooms with handicap accessibility. It's going to look fantastic. And then more money coming to the beaches, so stay tuned for that. One of the reasons I'm out here today is to highlight the fact that the weather has been great, but almost really too great. It's been really dry. In fact, it's hard to remember a time when things have been as dry as they have been. We haven't had much rain, and so what that's done is it's caused the water level in the city's reservoir out at the Quiticus Pond Complex out in Lakeville and Rochester to drop. And that's where we get our water from, and so we're not immune. We're seeing that across the Northeast. There's been drought conditions for a while. Right now, in the long-term forecast, there's no rain in sight. There may be a little bit here and there, but by and large, the dry conditions we've been experiencing will continue. So there are implications for that. One of them is people need to take care of themselves first off, and that is, if things are getting hot in your apartment, you may want to think about during the day going out here to the beach, for instance, right? If you live within, if you take the bus here, obviously, you can get a ride down here. However you get here, walk. That's one thing, obviously. Go to one of our parks, right? So many of our parks have fountains that are open for everybody. Just get outside and get in a shady area. There's also the cooling stations around the city, right? Which are, in effect, all the branches in the library system, the senior centers, municipal buildings, all air conditioned, all there for you to get out of the heat. So take a look at that as well. But just make sure that your neighbors, especially the elderly, are not in conditions where they might get overheated and hydrated. It's hot. It's not extremely hot, but it's pretty hot. It's the dryness. It's the not having a break in the heat and the dryness that's really causing an issue. Yeah, the other thing to consider too is the use of water. Because the reservoir is low, we encourage people to use less water and use it at night. Because then there's less of a risk of evaporation. The water can go further for you if you use it at night as opposed to the middle of the day where so much of it is evaporated into the atmosphere. So just a tip on that, we're asking people to really cut back on their use. So just if you can pitch in that way, that would be great. Eventually the grass is going to grow back. My grass is turning brown. Everybody's grass is turning brown. So, this is just the kind of thing we have to do under the current conditions. Anyway, that's been the Mayor's Weekly Update. Enjoy the outdoors. The weather is a great time to be outside. and we'll see you next week.